This is my first online open mic, and thanks to Andrew, it made my Saturday night because which earlier I was going to lie down in my bed and look at the ceiling and just think. So this is definitely a lot better than that. Okay, because so I'm dialing in from India. Okay, and from for those of you who don't know, right now India is kind of in a state of quite severe crisis in terms of COVID. Okay, so the COVID cases spiked up and there's a lockdown all across the country. And I'm an extrovert. Okay, so so that means COVID versus mental health. Okay, so it's something like although it's not in my hands anymore because the government has imposed a prison in case I prefer mental health. So yeah, so that's the thing. Anyhow, and I would love to know all about you guys, but I think my time is limited. So so I'll limit it to just my story. Okay. So there's no story as such, but I'll tell you a little bit about me. In India, if you throw a stone, it will either hit it will just hit an engineer. It won't hit anyone. Okay. So so, so India is like filled with engineers. So I went down obviously. So and I am and I you might find me under the stone because I am also an engineer. Okay. So and after that so after that what happens is once you're done with engineering, what next? Now an MBA because that completes education and then you have to get married. But okay, so I have done my engineering, mainstream engineering, which is from a good school, good engineering school in India. Um, After that, I went to a B school in India. It is like the best B school, but anyhow, I'm not fronting about that because is any of you hiring? Because I'm like looking out for opportunities. So in case if you're hiring, you can definitely connect offline. I'll leave my LinkedIn handle, social media handle, everything in the chat box, Instagram, social media. Anyway, that is my personal life. In my personal life, for over a decade, I have been an aspiring romantic. When I say aspiring romantic, I mean I see a girl, I fall for her, she doesn't look at me, and that continues. So it's been going on. That's been going on for over a decade. Okay, so but something constructive came out of it as something constructive because all the rock stars were born by heartbreaks, right? So I mean, I thought I could channelize that energy or those heartbreaks. So started writing about over 8 years back. I started writing and I've been doing I did some offline stand up. So I don't do comedy stand up per se. I do stand up on the lines of modern day dating. Okay, so if you guys probably know about someone like Rachel, I mean, I don't remember his full name. Anyway, and I also write. So I've been writing for I have my own website and I've been writing for about 8 years or so. And on same lines. So coming to the story, because I'm from a B school, and because I'm also an aspiring romantic, so and because I've always been in the dating market, like most of the times. Okay, so I've drawn some analogies between the market and the job market. Okay, so let's say around 7 8 analogies between the dating and the job market. I hope you guys enjoy them. The first one is with the advent of uh, technology in both the markets, like let's say job portals and the dating apps, they have plethora of options like for every I mean at least in India like the gender I guess it's globally the gender ratio is quite high for number of females to number of males. Somewhere I read it is like 18 is to 1, like 18 guys to 1 girl kind of thing. Okay, but not a lot of people end up in a happily ever after because not a lot of guys meet the criteria. Like no girl wants a guy to be posting a photo looking at a mirror in a gym selfie kind of thing. Like girls want that, but not a lot of them do. Okay, and especially if he has a belly. Okay, like why are you flaunting a belly? Okay, so but anyway, coming so so similarly in the job market, a lot of people apply for a particular job, but very less make it through the card. So the conversion ratio on both is very less. Coming to the second organic point, let's say there's an opening in a company, okay, and so the first people who will be considered would be someone who's like at a junior level but working in the same company, who probably might be a good fit because he's already acquainted with the culture of the company. Same way, very similarly, if probably a girl breaks up, okay, like she had a relationship, she breaks up. At that time, who do you think is the first person she goes to talk to? Her friend zoned guy. Okay. So now, so now, so now what happens is that guy is the first in line to be considered. In case that doesn't happen, okay. Coming to the next point, referrals account for 40% of the hiring in the job market. Referrals account for 40% of the hiring. Similarly, no matter how many apps are there in the market, or how many people are meeting via apps, or how many people are going on dates or via apps, a lot majority of the relationships still happen via organic referring via friends. Relationships. I'm not talking about short encounter, casual encounters, or things like those. But yeah, majority of the relationships still happen via referrals. Next point is around the Uberization of workforce or the gig economy. I have to wrap it up quick because I don't know how many. Okay, so gig economy or the Uberization of workforce. So let's say, let's say with the whole COVID, especially with the COVID situation, the gig economy or the Uberization of workforce is happening. Ubers are on a rise. People are not buying things. Similarly, very similar to the job market, or it's very similar to the dating market. People are preferring a gig meaning a casual encounter over a lifetime investment kind of thing. Okay, now I guess I'm done with 4 5 points. Now I'll probably, because I mean I'm not counting the points. Okay, so next one is around the sunk cost fallacy. Sunk cost fallacy is sunk cost fallacy is when you determine your future value based on your past value. So let's say if you're in a relationship for 5 years, but it's not going well, you'll keep on continuing on that relationship path because you feel that you have invested so much time. Same way for toxic jobs. If your boss is terrible, but you have been with that company for so long, going out in the job market is such a painstaking thing. You'll continue with the job despite knowing that it is not a good path. Since my time is getting over, coming to the last point, which is around decision making styles. Game theory, game theory talks about two styles of decision making. Okay, game theory style talks about two styles of decision making. One is the maximizing style, other is the optimizing style. In optimizing style, you look at a couple of options and choose the one which is the most suitable. Okay, like let's say you to look at 3 4 5 options, and whatever is the not 3 4 5 but whatever a couple of them, and you choose whichever is the most suitable. In maximizing style, what your thing in your mind is that you have to look at everything that's possible and choose the best because you deserve the best. What is happening is, so that's why perfect job or perfect love is hard to find, is an oxymoron. Why? Because there is nothing as perfect love or perfect job. You make it good or you invest time in it.